ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Welcome to all of you for today's session. In today's session, we are going to discuss in ninth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, fourth chapter, from 35th sloka onwards. We have to see. In yesterday's class, we discussed Nabhaga's dynasty. We started discussing Nabhaga's son Nabhaga and Nabhaga's son. So, Ambarisa. So Nabhaga, just a brief how Nabhaga, even his brothers cheated, but how he became wealthy. So that we have discussed. Then after that, Ambarish Maharaj. So Pakyana we started. In that, Ambarish Maharaj was very much opulent, but still he doesn't have any kind of attachment for that opulence because of his being a pure devotee. He doesn't have any kind of attachment for all those wealth, and he's always engaging his all the senses in service of the Lord. So like that, he is doing the pure devotional service for the pleasure of the Lord 24/7. Such a so Ambarish Maharaj, so great he is, and he is a pure devotee. One time he took the vow for so doing the Ekadasi Vrata in Mathura Mandal. So for 1 year. So in that he was one time he's doing the in the Kartik Mass, he was doing the vrata, Ekadasi vrata. So for that he was there for the fasting for the 3 days. So in that Ekadasi vrata, he to do parana of that breaking of the fasting. First of all, he served the Lord nicely. He made him bathe. Then after that, he decorated him with the various different jewelries and so on. So then after that, he fed brahmanas. And so because that is the procedure. First one should serve the Lord nicely and offer everything to the Lord and then brahmanas. Then after that, he will do the parana. He will do the breaking of his fast. 33 to 35. These slokas we read no? Yesterday. Read these slokas. Okay, we will read. Gavam Gavam Rukmashanam Gopyam Grinam Suasasam Payam Shila Vayurukpa Vatso Vaspara Sampada Prahino Sadhu Viprebhyo Duheshu न्यौद्भुतानिषात् भोजयित्वादिजानग्रे स्वादन्नं गुणवत्तमं लब्धकौमैरनुज्ञातः पारं पारणायोपचक्रमे तस्य तर्हि साक्षात् दुर्वासा भगवान् भूत्. Translation. Thereafter, Maharaj Ambarish satisfied all the guests who arrived at his house, especially the brahmanas. He gave in charity 60 crores of cows, whose arms were covered with gold plate and whose hooves were covered with silver plate. All the cows were well decorated with garments and had full milk bags. They were mild natured, young, and beautiful, and were accompanied by their calves. After giving these cows, the king first sumptuously fed all brahmanas, and when they were fully satisfied, he was about to observe the end of Ekadasi with their permission by breaking the fast. Exactly at that time, however, Durvasa Muni, the great and powerful mystic, appeared on the scene as an uninvited guest. See the opulence how previously there were so many cows. And also if you want to give a donation a cow, one should give a milking cow, dhenu, not the ordinary cow. Then there is no result of it. So one should give the milking cow and which is young also, not the old cow. So young cow one should give and which is now giving the milk. So he gave 60 crores of cows. Practically no. So that means now how the human beings were there, previously cows were like that. Millions and millions of cows were there in India. So because of that lot of opulence, all the land is always fertile and so fully giving the lot of grains and healthy grains. Everyone is free from the diseases being with the cows. It was like that. But now the cows is millions and hundreds and thousands of cows are being slaughtered nowadays. Instead of giving the donation, then we are being slaughtered and so like that we are losing the balance on this earth. Without cows, human existence is very difficult. So at that time, Durvasa Muni came, uninvited guest. About to he break his fast. Just on that spot, on that time he came. So then, when Durvasa Muni came to that assembly, तमानच्चातिदिम्भूपः प्रत्युत्थानासनार्हणैः ययाचे व्यवहाराय पादमूलमुपागतः. Today I will only read because I should. After standing up to receive Durvasa Muni, King Ambarisa offered him a seat and paraphernalia of worship. Then sitting at his feet, the king requested the great sage to eat. So Durvasa Muni also came because already Brahmanas are fed. So when Durvasa Muni came, immediately King Ambarish Maharaj stood up and he gave nice invitation and nice respect to him. And he gave made to him to sit and also Padya Margim to clean the wash, the hands and legs, and then asan, and then paraphrase for worshipping. So and so things all he did. And he was sitting at his feet because Brahmana is also very powerful Brahmana and he is very pure Brahmana. So that's why. So Kshatriyas, they always give respect. Whenever Brahmana comes to their house, so Kshatriyas, they will give respect. And even Brahmana is socially also, if you see, they are superior to the Kshatriyas because of their austerities and the vidvat, that means knowledge. So then sitting at his feet, king requests says to eat. But what is the reply for that? So next. प्रतिनद्या स तस्तां यां च कर्तुमावश्यकं गतः निममज्जा बृहध्यायन् कालिन्दी सलिले शुभे. Durvasa Muni gladly accepted the request of Maharaja Ambarish, but to perform the regulative ritualistic ceremonies, he went to the river Yamuna. There he dipped into the water of the auspicious Yamuna and meditated upon the impersonal Brahman. But Durvasa Muni didn't accept immediately to eat, but he wanted to first of all take bath and finish some rituals, early morning rituals. So that's why he went to river Yamuna. So after that he took bath and at that time he was meditating on the Brahman because he's a Brahmavadi. Durvasa Muni was Brahmavadi actually. He's not a pure devotee. He did not keep the fast. Actually, yeah. Brahmavadis, they see everything one. Fasting, actually, Vaishnavas, they consider, not consider, it's a fact actually. Ekadasi is part of the limb of the Bhakti. And fasting on the Ekadasi is also direct devotional service. But others, they don't consider like this. It's not so much important for them. मुहूर्तार्धावशिष्टायां द्वादश्यां पारणिं प्रति चिन्तयामास धर्मज्ञो द्विजैस्तद्धर्मसङ्कटे. In the meantime, only a muhurta of the Dwadasi day was left on which to break the fast. Consequently, it was imperative that the fast be broken immediately. In this dangerous situation, the king consulted learned brahmanas. Now very little time is remaining, but Durvasa Muni came, is a brahmana, and brahmana came as a guest to the house, and he went for bathing, and after that he will come and take the anardi prasadam. So without feeding to the guest, one should not eat first. That's the rule. So householders, they should first of all, whatever they cook, they should offer to the Lord. Then after that, they should offer that to the different living entities. So whoever are there. And then also they should offer to the guest. Then after that, ask coming outside the house and ask is there anyone feeling hungry? So please come and take in my house. So after they eat, so whatever is remaining, they should honor that. This was the Vedic system actually. This was the rule. So without feeding to the that to guest already came and without feeding to him, he cannot eat. So that's why Ambarish Maharaj is in now dilemma. So one thing, another side, he should not disrespect the Brahmana and he is a guest. And another side is he has to break the fasting because Dwadasi Gadiyas, that means the time is very less, little is remaining. Then he has to finish and he has to break, otherwise his vrata, that means will not be complete, Ekadasi vrata. So now he is in such a dilemma, what should be done? Whether he has to break the fast, if he break the fast, then what will happen? without feeding to the brahmana guest and he is eating. That means it is a disrespect for the brahmana. And if he eats, if he doesn't eat, and if he waits for the brahmana, then there is no completion of the ekadasi vrata. Then that is also problem. So then what should be done? So he was in a dilemma, and what to? That's why he approached brahmanas in his royal court, whoever are there, his ministers, and he asked them in this dangerous situation. The king consulted learned brahmanas. He want to see he doesn't want to disrespect brahmana also, and he doesn't want to fail the completion of ekadasi vrata, completion of ekadasi vrata. So that's why yadma brahmanatikrame dvadasyam aparane cha dosha. Without feeding the Durvasa muni feeds, that is also dosha. And on dvadasi day, if he doesn't do breaking of the fast, that is also dosha. Then what should be done? Tasmad atra dharma sankate yat krutva ityadi uyat bhavet. So that's why he was asking, then what is the answer for that? Then what the decision is made? Then you can see in the next 39 to 40. Brahmanatikrame dosho dvadasyam yadaparane yat krutva sadhu me bhuya adharmo va namam sprushe. Ambasa kevalena tha karishe vrataparanam ahurabhakshanam vipra yashitam nashitam chatat. The king said, to transgress the laws of respectful behavior towards the brahmanas is certainly a great offense. On the other hand, if one doesn't observe the breaking of fast within the time of Dwadasi, there is a flaw in one's observance of the vow of Ekadasi. Therefore, O Brahmanas, if you think that it will be auspicious and not religious, I shall break the fast by drinking water. In this way, after consulting with Brahmanas, the king reached this decision. For according to Brahmanical opinion, drinking water may be accepted as eating and also not eating. So when he consulted his Brahmanas, ततश्च विप्राः तूष्णीं स्थितान् समाधातुम् अशक्नुवन्तः अभिलक्ष्य स्वयमेव विचार्य सा निश्चयमाः. So here, so you have to understand, that means Brahmanas not able to give any solution for him. They were not able to give. When he approached Brahmanas, what should be done? So whether I should break the fasting or not, so that give me such a suggestion so that there is no dosha from both sides. But tatascha vipran tushnim sthitan, that means all these brahmanas are silent, not able to say anything. Samadhatum ashaknuvantaha, that means he approached brahmanas, Ambarish Maharaj approached brahmanas, but they were not able to make any clear decision for him. So they were not able to suggest any good solution for him. Then what? Swayameva vicharya. Then Ambarish Maharaj himself just thought and he decided. So he decided and he is saying to them, O Brahmanas, so I am going to break this fasting by drinking water, so that because drinking water is equal to the eating and also equal to the not eating. So that's why I am going to do this. Like that he told to them. That means if this decision is from whose side? This decision is from the Ambarish Maharaj side only, not from the Brahmana side. In the Shastra also is said, in Vedas also it is said, in the Sruti, aposnati tan naiva asitam naiva anasitam. This is Sruti statement. Vedas are also saying, apo asnati yaha, the one who drinks water, so tan naiva asitam, by him it is equal, that means not eaten, and naiva anasitam, by him not eaten. Eaten by him, eaten, and by him not eaten also. That means if you drink water is equal to the eating and also equal to the not eating. Asitam Na anasitam. Asitam, anasitam. That means asitam means eaten. Anasitam means not eaten. Both. So that what is happening? So on that Dwadasi Gadiyas in the time, Dwadasi time, if we drink water, then that is equal to the breaking fast. Because drinking water is equal to the eating. And also is not eating. Why? So that what is happening because of this? So even Brahmana, he didn't neglect him, and he is waiting for him. That's equal to that. Means without eating, he is waiting for him. So both are justified because he's very intelligent. Devotees means they are very intelligent. So purport, when Maharaj Ambarisa in his dilemma consulted the Brahmanas about whether he should break the fast or wait for Durvasa Muni. Apparently, they couldn't give a definite answer about what to do. A Vaishnava, however, is the most intelligent personality. Therefore, Maharaj Ambarisha himself decided in the presence of the Brahmanas that he would drink a little water. For this would confirm that the fast was broken but would not transgress the laws for receiving a brahmana. In the Vedas, it is said, Aposnati tan naiva asitam naiva anasitam. This Vedic injunction declares that the drinking of water may be accepted as eating and are also not eating. Sometimes in our practical experience, we see that some political leaders adhering to satyagraha will not eat but will drink water. Dadaji. So, considering that drinking water would not be eating, Maharaj Ambarish decided to act in this way. Satyagraha, who did all know, no? He's telling about Gandhi. So, okay, we have a lot of discussion actually in the coming slokas. We should not take much time here. Ityapah, ityapah prasya rajashe chintayan manasachyutam pratyachashta kurushreshta dijagamanamevasa dijagamanamevasa. O best of the Kuru dynasty, after he drank some water, King Ambarisha, meditating upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead within his heart, waited for the return of the great mystic Durvasa. So he is waiting after drinking water. Durvasa Yamuna Kulat Kruta Vashyaka Agataha Ragna Vinanditastasya Bubude Chestitam Dhiya. After executing that is ritualistic ceremonies to be performed at noon. अभी तो सुबह है, अभी तो दोपहर तक नहीं है। देखिए इनका ऐसे हर वक्त टेस्ट करते रहते सबको। दुर्वासा मुनि का काम ही यही है। सुबह गया वो तो अभी कितना दोपहर हो गया। इतना समय तक करते स्नान करते ही रह रहे। Durvasa returned from the bank of the king received him well, offering all respects. But Durvasa Muni, by his mystic power, could understand that King Ambarisha had drunk water without his permission. See, अभी रहेगा उनका अभी उनको होने वाला है मन्युना प्रचलत गात्र प्रकुटी कुटिलानना बुभुक्षितश्च सुतरां कृतांजलिमभाषता. So still hungry. He is also hungry. Somebody was hungry. Still hungry. And on top of he is also so much angry. Hungry and angry both are there with him. He's an angry man. Durvasa Muni, his body trembling, his face curved, and his eyebrows crooked in a frown, angrily spoke as follows to King Ambarisha, who stood before him with folded hands. He is a powerful king and such a great devotee, so humbly he is standing in front of him with folded hands, and this Durvasa Muni started blasting this. अहो अस्या नृशंसस्य श्रियोन्मत्तस्य पश्यता धर्मं व्यतिक्रमं विष्णोर् अभक्तस्येष मानिनः. Alas, just to see the behavior of this cruel man. He is not a devotee of Lord Vishnu. Being proud of his material opulence and his position, he considered himself God. Just to see how he has transgressed the laws of religion. कितना गाली सुना है देखिए इसमें. दुशंसस्या, one word. Next, श्रियोन्मत्तस्या and dharma व्यक्ति. Next, ईशमानिनः. Three words. Nrishamsasya, what is the meaning of that? Can you see in the word, what the word meaning? Who is so cruel? Nrishamsasya. And Sriyon Mattasya, puffed up with because of great opulence. And Isha Maninaha. Isha Maninaha. And also Abhaktasya. Abhaktasya Isha Maninaha. Isha Maninaha means considering himself as Supreme Lord. Abhaktasya means he is not a devotee of Lord Vishnu. Vishnu Abhaktasya. इतना एक्चुअली वैष्णव का निंदा किए हैं. जो इतना परम वैष्णव है, is very exalted devotee, pure devotee, and he is saying you are not a devotee of the Lord, and also saying you are puffed up with the opulence, and you are very cruel, and dharma vetikaram, that means because of all these things, and also isha manina, you consider yourself as supreme Lord, independent of everything. That means you don't follow dharma. So, and you did finally dharma vetikaram, that means you crossed the transgression of the regulative principles of religion. Like that he said. But here, if you see in Vishwanath Thakur commentary, Vishwanath Thakur, he never likes to bring any kind of blasphemy of the devotees. He will make all the word meanings as in favor to the devotees, and you will see how they are glorifying the devotees. He gave such a meanings for all these four. Nrishamsasya, Shriyoन्मत्तस्य, next, Ishamaninaha. Already in the purport it is there. So purport is enough. I don't need to study. Time will save. Vastvaddascha Drubihi Sarva Lokaihi Shamsaha. Dhru Shamsasya mane cruel. But Vishwanath Thakur is writing the meaning of Dhru Shamsaha means what? So Shamsaha means Stutihi. Dhrubihi Stutihi. Dhrubihi Shamsaha means Sarva Lokaihi Stutihi. Yasya. माने जिनको पूरा जगत स्तुति करती है वो व्यक्ति आप. नृशंसा नॉर्मल यदि ब्लास्फेम के रूप में लेंगे तो उसका अर्थ क्या होगा? नृशंसा माने मनुष्यों को वध करने वाला. ध्रुव माने मनुष्य, शंस माने वध करना, तो माने क्रूयल. नृशंस का अर्थ क्रूयल. लेकिन अभी उसका अर्थ क्या है? तो क्योंकि वैष्णव है श्रील विश्वनाथ ठाकुर, and he doesn't want to hear the blasphemy of the devotee, so that's why he found the Saraswati Devi. So she is the in charge of all the words. She is providing the meaning of the right meaning. That means another meaning also. She is providing Dhru Shamsaha. That means Dhru means Dhrubihi. That means मनुष्यों की द्वारा. Shamsaha means स्तुति. माने मनुष्यों की द्वारा जो जिनको मनुष्यों की द्वारा जिनका स्तुति होता है वो व्यक्ति है. वो कौन है? अम्बरीश महाराज. ओके, क्लियर? परपट में भी लिखा है, इसको आप लोग उधर भी देखते हैं. नेक्स्ट, श्रियोन्मत्तस्य. श्रियोन्मत्तः मीन्स व्हाट? श्रिय माने संपत्ति. संपत्ति की द्वारा जो उन्मत्त हो गए माने मद आया, जिसको संपत्ति के कारण जिसको मद आया. लेकिन इसका सरस्वती मीनिंग माने ओरिजिनल मीनिंग क्या दिए है? एक्चुअल मीनिंग श्रिया अपि उन्मत्तस्य मत्तम मद मदस्तंभादुत्तीर्णस्य मदात मदस्तंभादुत्तीर्णस्य, ये मीनिंग है पूरा। सो उन्मत्तस्य माने उन्मत्तस्य, मत्तम मद मदस्तंभात उत्तीर्णस्य, माने स्त्री माने संपत्ति रहने के बावजूद भी उस संपत्ति से माने उस संपत्ति रहने के बावजूद भी जो व्यक्ति मद से उत्तीर्ण हो गए, उन मत्ता मीन्स मद, उन मीन्स उत्तीर्ण हो गए, माने जो व्यक्ति स्त्री माने संपत्ति रहने के बावजूद भी मद से उत्तीर्ण हो गए, ये श्रीयोन्मत्तस्य हो गए। समझ में आया? तो श्री गौर हरि आगे न और नेक्स्ट अभक्तस्य क्योंकि उधर षष्ठी हो गया ना, उन्मत्त से उत्तीर्ण, श्रीयोन्मत्त उत्तीर्ण से हो गया इतना तक, वो वर्डिंग का मीनिंग उतना तक ही। न विद्यते भक्त यस्मात् तस्य और अभक्तस्य, अभक्त शब्द का अर्थ है। ठीक है, ये तो हो गया ना। तो श्रिया माने संपत्ति रहने के बावजूद भी जो व्यक्ति मद से उत्तीर्ण हो गया है वो व्यक्ति है अम्बरीश महाराज। और एक अभक्त से और एक गाली दी है ना, अभक्त से मैंने, आप तो भक्त नहीं है, लेकिन उसका अर्थ है न विद्यते भक्त यस्मात् तस्य, माने जिन्स, हाँ, न विद्यते भक्त यस्मात् माने इन, माने जिनसे बढ़कर कोई भक्त है नहीं। अभक्त से माने इनसे बढ़कर कोई भक्त है नहीं, ये है अभक्त का अर्थ। नेक्स्ट ईशमानिनः, ईशमानिनः माने क्या अर्थ लिए हैं? जो अपने आप को ईश्वर मान रहे, लेकिन अभी इधर वास्तव अर्थ क्या लेना है? ईशे श्रेष्ठ देवे मानिनः, माने द्वादश अनतिक्रमात् आदरवतः ईशैः इंद्रादिरैपि मानिनः, माननीयः माननीयस्य इति, मीन्स ईश मानिनः मीन्स ईशैः माने इंद्रादिरैपि मानिनः। ईश मानिनः माने कर, ईश माने इधर क्या लेना है? तो ईश माने जो भी इंद्र चंद्र ये सभी देवताएं ये सभी ईश्वर है ना, सभी ईश्वर है या नहीं? तो इन सभी लोगों की द्वारा, तो जो इन सभी लोग जिनको मान लिया, क्यों? क्योंकि वो द्वादश को, द्वादश अनतिक्रमा माने द्वादश व्रत को वो छोड़े नहीं, उसको अच्छे से फॉलो किए हैं। तो इसीलिए समस्त देवताओं भी इनको मानने लगा। तो माने समस्त देवताओं जिनको मानते हैं और वो ईश माने, क्यों मानते हैं? क्योंकि वो द्वादश व्रत को अतिक्रम किए नहीं। क्यों? क्योंकि वो देवताओं सभी अपना इष्ट देवता जो विष्णु के प्रति उनका सबका प्रेम है, समस्त देवताओं को। ऐसा इष्ट देवता की जो भी द्वादशी व्रत है उस द्वादशी व्रत को अतिक्रम नहीं किए हैं, इसीलिए वो सभी देवताओं जिनको मानते हैं वो अम्बरीश महाराज। आया नहीं? श्रेष्ठ ईश मानिनः ये वर्ड है ना, इसका साधारण अर्थ है जो अपने आप को ईश्वर मानते हैं, ये है वो दुर्वासा मुनि उस अर्थ में गाली दिए। ईश श्रेष्ठ नहीं, स्व इष्ट देवे, श्रेष्ठ देवे मान स्व इष्ट देवे, श्रेष्ठ नहीं स्व इष्ट, श्रेष्ठ, श्रेष्ठ डिफरेंट, श्रेष्ठ स्व इष्ट देवे माने अपना इष्ट देव में, मान इष्ट देव में मानिनः माने जिसको रेस्पेक्ट है। किसको रेस्पेक्ट है? अम्बरीश महाराज का रेस्पेक्ट है। मानिनः द्वादश अनतिक्रमत्वाद आधरवतः ईशैः इंद्रादिरैपि मानिनः माननीयः।
is the Devi Mahina, the way that he is respectful to the Supreme Personality of God. Sir is the Deva Mahina.
Yes.
And Prabhupada is giving that name.
Yeah, that is, it can bring out various meanings. Sweshta Deve Maninaha. So Ambarish Maharaj is respecting his Lord, and because of that, he is not exceeding the Dwadasi Vrata. So that's why all the Ishwaras, Indra is also respecting. Like that also we can take. We can also emphasize in another way. So next, dharma vyatikramaha. Vyatikrama, dharmasya vyatikrama means here Vishnuvardhe anatikramam. Vyatikrama, another meaning is anatikramam also. That means not exceeding. Vyatikrama means not exceeding. But in Vishnu, who is not exceeding. Okay, like that also we can take. So like this, these meanings are being described, explained in the purport. So we can see in the purport all this. Maybe these will be asked in your exam. So next sloka. Yo mamati ativimayatam atityena nimantya cha adatva bhuktavastasya sadyaste darshaye phalam. Maharaj Ambarish, you have invited me to eat as a guest, but instead of feeding me, you yourself have eaten first. Because of your misbehavior, I shall show you something to punish you. अभी तो देखिए, मुझे गेस्ट के रूप में बुला के आप बोल दिए वेट करने के लिए, मैंने वेट करूंगा करके, लेकिन वेट नहीं किया, खा लिया। ये कैसा? अभी तो मैं अपना दिखाता हूं। अभी I shall show you something to punish you. But how to take this meaning? This also we can take in another way. Here I think Prabhupada is named here, actually. So what he is saying, Durvasa Muni is saying that without waiting for me, you have eaten. So that's why I shall give a punishment to you. Adatva tatta. Adatva, what is the slow word? Adatva bhuktavan. This is the word adatva bhuktavan, माने मुझे ना देकर आप खा लिए। गेस्ट हूं मैं, लेकिन मुझे नहीं खिलाया, लेकिन आप खुद खा लिए। इसको दूसरा अर्थ में ले सकते हैं। आदत्वा भुक्तवान का दूसरा अर्थ है अद धातु, अद मीन्स ईटिंग, आदत्वा अभुक्तवान, आदत्वा भुक्तवान मैंने खा के भी ना खाए हैं आप, इसीलिए मैं आपको तो आप रिजल्ट दिखाता हूं। माने इसका अर्थ क्या? आप पानी पी के भी ना पीने की बराबर है, ऐसा सरस्वती मीनिंग लेना है। तो आप आदत्व, आद माने क्या है? खाना। आदत्व माने खाकर, हाँ। अभुक्तवान माने खाया नहीं, खाकर भी खाया नहीं, माने पानी पीने से खाया, खाया भी है, नहीं खाया भी है, ये दोनों ठीक है, दोनों अर्थ आता है। इसीलिए इधर विश्वनाथ जी लिखते हैं अति इति अधः पचाद्यच्च अदत्वेन भुक्तत्वेनापि न भुक्तवान तस्य द्वादशी ब्राह्मणयोर अनत्रिकमस्य। That means you are not breaking the dwadasha vrata also, you nicely did the fasting ending, and also you didn't disrespect the brahmanas. So that's why now phalam, that means I should give a result for this. What is that? Mada moga jatanalasya vayadyam tejiyasopi mama chakranala dahyamanatvam. Mama chakranala dahyamanatvam tu adan tadanyataha utah api nistharam brahmanyenapi bhagavata brahmavadinopi mama tirskaradikam darshayami. इसका दूसरा अर्थ क्या लेना है कि ओ अम्बरीशा, आप इतना अच्छा हैं, आप खाकर भी ना खाया है, माने इससे आप क्या किए हैं? एकादशी व्रत को भी अच्छे से पालन किए हैं और ब्राह्मण का भी डिसरिस्पेक्ट नहीं किए हैं, इसीलिए आपको फल देना चाहिए। मैं ऐसा फल दे दूंगा। अभी हम एक लीला में इसमें ऐसा दिखाऊंगा ये जो ब्राह्मवादी के जो ब्रह्म तेजस हैं वो सुदर्शन चक्र माने भक्तों की जो रक्षा करने वाले सुदर्शन चक्र से तेरा तिरस्कार हो जाएगा, ये दिखा दूंगा मैं अभी। ऐसा अर्थ भी लेना है। ठीक है, अच्छा है, ये अभी से जरूरत है बहुत। प्रभु ये नहीं, यस प्रभु।
जैसे बताइए,
हाँ, यस,
उसको किसको मान लो मैं आदि आदि डिसाइड कर सकते
किस क्या
हैं। आप डिसीजन कैसे ले सकते हैं? पानी केवल मार होगा, पिया और पानी
नहीं पिया तो हाँ
तो डिसीजन कौन लेगा?
नहीं, वो डिसीजन नहीं, वो रिजल्ट है। पानी पीते तो वो खाने के भी बराबर है, नहीं खाने के भी बराबर। वो
कि मैं पानी खा लिया,
हाँ, इसका अर्थ है आप खाया भी है नहीं खाया भी है। पानी का नहीं माने फूड is equal to the eating and also equal to the not eating. Drinking water is equal to eating and also equal to not eating.
इस आएगा
No, इस वेद का वाक्य है, वेद श्रुति, श्रुति से ओके, सो श्रुति से नेक्स्ट। So, like that, he is saying, purport a devotee cannot be defeated by a so-called mystic yogi. This will be proved by the failure of Durvasa Muni's endeavor to chastise Maharaj Ambarisa. Hara bhaktasya kuto mahat gunaha. So, one who is not a pure devotee of the Supreme Lord has no good qualifications. However great a mistake, philosopher or fruitive worker he may be, only a devotee emerges victorious in all circumstances, as will be shown in this incident involving the rivalry between Durvasa and Maharaja Ambarisha. So in this actually Palam Darshayami is said, na actually Palam Darshaye, that means I will show the result for this. So actually, according to the Durvasa Muni, what is opinion? He want to now send the demon and he wants to attack on Ambarish Maharaj. That is the according to the Durvasa Muni's heart. But actually, Saraswati meaning we should take that. Yes, Durvasa Muni will show the result that so that Brahma Tejas will be defeated by the Vishnu Bhakti. So that we are going to see.
here Durvasa did not actually mean this that Brahmatej will be.
No, that is not his actual meaning. But we should take because we don't want to see, we don't want to hear as a devotee blasphemy of our devotees. That's why Saraswati Devi is providing for us that second meaning.
But if Saraswat or this Saraswati is taken, then it appears that Durvasa is also not.
No. Because in the next part we should see.
Durvasa is actually
He is in actual enmity. He is actual enmity.
that is a matter of
Huh?
it's a matter of
Durvasa is really, he has so much pride and he wants to defeat and he wants to show his power and he wants to punish. But whatever the sentences are said here, those for the devotee's sake, Saraswati Devi is providing the second meaning also so that we don't need to take it as a blasphemy.
Yes, sir. In case of recently we read about the studied Bali Maharaj passed. There the Saraswat meaning is said that those are the actual intentions of Bali Maharaj.
There that's actual intention, but here it is not. And you see in the Hiranyaksha also was blaspheming Varaha. There also, Saraswati Devi is not allowing to blaspheme the Lord. She is providing another meaning, and so she is giving the opportunity to us to not to hear the blasphemy of the Lord. And that he is enemy, definitely. Hiranyaksha was definitely enemy. And he has enmity. But that is the Saraswata is that's why we should also consider so that we don't want to hear any blasphemy of the Lord. Okay. Next, evam bruvana utkrutya jatam ghosha pradipitaha tayam sannirmame tasmai nrutyam kalam. As Durvasa Muni said this, his face became red with anger. Uprooting a bunch of hair from his head, he created a demon resembling the blazing fire of devastation to punish Maharaja Ambarisa. So then one demon is produced from his head. Tama patantim jwalantim asinhastam padabhuvam vepayantim samudviksha nachachala padakrupaha. When this demon is there and it is coming on him, taking a trident in his hand and making the surface of the earth tremble with his footsteps, that blazing creature came before Maharaj Ambarisha. But what is the reaction of Maharaj Ambarisha? But the king, upon seeing him, was not at all disturbed and didn't move even slightly from his position. Uninvited. Why he didn't oppose or didn't attack? Being a king, he could have attacked. But why he didn't do that? Because surrender to the Lord.
Respecting and
Yes, respecting the brahmanas teja, brahma teja. He is fearless, definitely, being a Vaishnava. But like you see in the case of Arjuna, he was attacking all the Kauravas. Any lords will don't know what Lord wants. If he wants, it will be recorded otherwise. पदात् नाच चाला इति ब्रह्म तेजसः प्रतिकर्तुम् अनर्हत्वं सर्वधा सहनार्हत्वं च विभाव्य इति भावः. Why he didn't move even slightly from his position? The only reason is Brahma Tejasah Pratikartum Anarhatvam. So counter-attacking the Brahma Tejas is not good. Sarvada Sahanarhatvam. Better to bear it. Like in the case of Parishit Maharaj. That's a Brahma Teja. He gave the curse. So he accepted that. That means if Kshatriyas have started going to disrespect the Brahmanas' words, then what will happen in the society? then everyone will lose the respect on the brahmanas, and then after that brahmanas will be try to defeat it, and nobody is going to you because they are not physically strong. And also if you try to defeat their sentences, then nobody, same, everyone will started following the same thing, and they will not listen with their words. Then what will happen? Society will become brainless. That means if you don't no respect for the brahmanas means that society is brainless. That's why Prabhupada is saying this society is Iskcon, Krishna conscious movement is meant for creating the brahmanas, brain of the society we want to create. So this was the respect previously they were having. Okay, bro, I'll take. Actually, there is one story in Garuda's. Garuda's mother says, Beta, Garuda's mother or Garuda's father? I think, his mother only. But while he was going back to, he was going to bring, that nectar pot from Swarga. So at that time he came and for the blessings, so from his mother. So he said, "My dear son, you should be always careful in towards the brahmanas. You should not harm them because you have a lot of hunger. So then you should not eat any brahman." So while eating, actually, there is a one place, and his father says, so there is a one place, one island is there. There are a lot of, that means mlechas are there. That means mlechas means they are like fallen from the human platform, and those people are miscreants and they are burden for this society. So you go and eat. So they are all always doing illicit sex and like that on that resort they were enjoying. So Garuda went there to eat all of them. Among them there was one fallen Brahman, and who was having a wife, and he was having the, and he was doing the illicit sex also, and he was very much fallen from all his good habits. And when he ate that brahmana, his throat was burning actually. Then immediately he said that, so to the that brahmana, "Oh my dear brahmana, so you please come out from my throat." So that means from what we understood. So, yeah, brahmanas, they should be respected. Even they are fallen. But brahmana will be given based upon guna. This is from Mahabharata. Okay, next. टुडे थोड़ा सा हम लोग तेज चल रहे हैं प्रभु, आप कोऑपरेट करना है क्योंकि बढ़िया डिस्कशन आगे है, उसके लिए समय नहीं मिलेगा तो Narayana para sarve na kutaschana bibyati. A pure devotee of Narayana is never afraid of any material danger. There are many examples of devotees such as Prahlad Maharaj, who was tortured by his father but was not at all afraid, although he was only a 5-year-old boy. Therefore, following the examples of Ambarisa Maharaja and Prahlad Maharaj, a devotee should learn how to tolerate all such awkward positions in this world. Devotees are often tortured by non-devotees. Yet the pure devotee depend fully on the mercy of the Supreme Personality of God. It is never disturbed by such inimical activities. Here actually, devotees, if anybody, someone is enemy is attacking and disturbing the devotees, so we should attack or not? We should attack and finish them. Here the main point is the brahmana actually. And Brahma Tejas, that means he doesn't want to disobey the Brahma Tejas. That is the reason. Otherwise, devotees what? So if there is someone is miscreant is there and we should simply allow them to harm the devotees? Never. No. Devotees definitely. That means any depression is there, but he will should not be mentally, should not be depressed. But what is his reaction for the offense of the devotees? Someone is offending the devotees and some miscreant, then another Vaishnava, what he has to do? He has to punish them actually. And we should be like, we should follow the Arjuna, Pandavas. Here the point is why he is tolerant. The reason is he is a Brahmana, Brahma Tejas. And he doesn't want to, that what are the Brahmana Durvasa Muni released, that is coming from the Brahma Tejas actually. So that should not be contracted. Next, pragdishtam mrityurakshayam purushena mahatmana tadaha krityantam chakram kruddaham iva pavakah. But already we learned, when anyone is going to harm Ambarish Maharaj, already Lord appointed Sudarshan. We already learned this in the previous slokas. So that's why what happened, as fire in the forest immediately burns into ashes an angry snake, so by the previous order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his disc, the Sudarshan Chakra, immediately burned to ashes the created demon to protect the Lord's devotee. This Sudarshan Chakra came and finished the demon. So we should understand that Ambarish Maharaj didn't pray that, oh, so I should be protected and oh Lord, nothing. So he is completely full of fearless and waiting. And Sudarshan came and so helped him. Chakram kartru krityam dadaha. Nanu kim ragna swarakshartam nivetam. So someone may ask, did Ambarish Maharaj pray? So to someone come and save him? No. नहीं प्राक अम्बरीशस्य भजन प्रारंभ दशायाम आरभ्यैव क्वापि स्वापाक स्वाप स्वापकारी लोके अपि अनपकरण स्वभावं तस्य आलक्ष्य पुरुषेण भक्तवत्सलेनैव भगवदादिष्टं हे चक्रा मदा यदास्य प्राण संकटम आपतति तदा त्वमेव स्वयमेव अस्य अभिहंतारं जहि इत्यादिष्टं पावको रावण इत्यादिष्टं. What we should understand, so when Ambarish Maharaj fully surrendered to the Lord and he is doing the 24 hours Lord service, by when he began this, at that time only Lord so saw that he is a king and he is a kshatriya and he is a dear devotee for him, and he is doing all the time Lord's bhajana prarambha dashaya marabhyeva and swapakari, and also what is his nature? Swapakari lokepi anapakarana swabhavam. This Ambarish Maharaj is having such a attitude, even someone harm him and he will never harm them back. Return. In return, he'll never. Swapakari loke. That means even the so many people, if they try to harm him, but he will never harm them. Such an attitude he has. And seeing this attitude, Lord thought that, so okay, my devotee has to be saved. So tasya alaksha purushena bhakta vatsalena. So Supreme Lord bhakta vatsalaha, he is having a lot of so affection for his devotees. And because of this bhakta vatsalyam, among the Lord's qualities, which is the Chakravarti quality, which is the topmost quality, but means Lord is having the Vibhutvam, Lord is having the, so Sarvagnatvam, Lord is having the, so Anantatvam, Lord is having so many qualities. Among all these qualities, which quality is the topmost quality? Bhakta Vatsalatvam is the topmost quality. So it's a Chakravarti quality. And because of this Bhakta Vatsalyam, what he ordered to the Sudarshan Chakra, hey, Bhagavad Adishtam, hey Chakra, oh Chakra, Yadasya, that means my devotee he is. Whenever he get the life threat, Prana Sankatam Apatati, whenever he get the so life threat, Tada Tvameva, at that time you should go and kill the person who is going to do harm for him. Like that, this Chakra was ordered in the beginning itself. And that's why now Sudarshan Chakra immediately came and that demon is trying to kill him, that's why it killed him. Okay? Purport. As a pure devotee, Maharaj Ambarisha, although in such danger, didn't move an inch from his position, nor did he request the Supreme Personality of God to give him protection. Because his nature is what? Swa, माने उनको जो भी अपकार करेंगे तो भी उनको ये उनकी प्रति भी अपकार नहीं करते हैं, ऐसा है इनका स्वभाव. So that's why he didn't do. He was fixed in understanding, and it was certain that he was simply thinking of the Supreme Personality of God in the core of his heart. A devotee is never fearful of his death, for he meditates on the Supreme Personality of Godhead always, not for any material profit, but as his duty. The Lord, however, knows how to protect his devotee. As indicated by that means that is a Shraddha actually. One should get such a surrender towards the Lord. So even sometimes if we see there is no, that means as Vyavahara, if you see there is no favorable result. But still one should consider it as a favor of the Lord and move forward. That means there should not be even a भगवान की प्रति अपना श्रद्धा even थोड़ा सा भी हिलना नहीं चाहिए. एकदम सॉलिड श्रद्धा रहना चाहिए, सॉलिड फेथ. तभी जाकर वो शुद्ध भक्त स्तर पर रहेंगे, शुद्ध भक्ति के स्तर पर, नहीं तो नहीं. अभी हम लोग ऐसा पकड़ लिया लगता है भगवान को, लेकिन थोड़ा सा सिचुएशन आते पूरा बाप रे इतने नहीं होने वाले, उनको छोड़ के और दूसरे पकड़ के आश्रय लेके हम अपना बचा रहे हैं. क्योंकि भगवान की पूर्ण शरणागत होना ये आसान का बात नहीं, तभी जाकर शुद्ध भक्ति में प्रवेश होगा. तो इसीलिए ये कहानी, ये सभी उपाख्यानों को, जो सत्य घटनाएं हैं, सब इनको सुन सुन के हमारा दिल में कभी न कभी एक दिन उस प्रकार की सुदृढ़ विश्वास हो जाए. A devotee is never fearful of his death, for the meditation on the Supreme Person. The Lord, however, knows how to protect his devotees, as indicated in the words pragdishtam. The Lord, that means pragdishtam is already before itself it is ordered. This Sudarshan Chakra was ordered by the Lord. The Lord knew everything. Therefore, before anything happened, he had already arranged for his chakra to protect Ambarish Maharaj. This protection is offered to a devotee even from the very beginning in his devotional service. This is one of the important point. ऐसा नहीं है कि आप पूरा के पूरा एकदम हृदय क्लीन हो गया, एकदम आप भजन करके प्रेमी भक्त बन गए तभी जाकर प्रकट करेंगे क्या? नहीं, जिस दिन आप पूरा शरणागत हो गए उसी दिन, माने आपका ही मैं हूं और मेरा और कुछ नहीं करना है, माने यही है. ये जो बिगिनिंग, शुद्ध भक्ति का बिगिनिंग स्तर पे क्या है? दृढ़ श्रद्धा. दृढ़ श्रद्धा का सिम्टम क्या है? सरेंडर. माने जब सरेंडर होके निरंतर उनका भजन करने लगेंगे तो भगवान उसी समय से रक्षा करना शुरू करते हैं. ऐसा नहीं है कि इधर रक्षा करेंगे, इधर तक अपना रिस्क खुद ले लो और इधर जाके मैं रक्षा करूंगा, ऐसा नहीं बोल रहे. भले इनकी हृदय में अभी भी अनर्थ निवृत्ति होने के अभी भी है टाइम, फिर भी रक्षा करते हैं. लेकिन विश्वास तो होना चाहिए. इसीलिए भजन आरभ्य युवा, ये इंपॉर्टेंट वर्ड है. भजन जब बिगिन किया है तभी से ये रक्षा भी शुरू किए हैं. भजन पक्का होने के बाद होगा ऐसा बात नहीं. लेकिन भजन में एंटर करने के लिए क्या चाहिए? विश्वास तो चाहिए, दृढ़ विश्वास. ये डायग्राम मैं आप लोगों को कल ऐसे थोड़ा फास्टली एक्सप्लेन किया, और जो नोट्स देख लिए ना आप डिस्क्रिप्शन में, थोड़ा एक डिवोटी लिखे हैं पूरा डिस्क्रिप्शन में. तो मैंने क्लास में जो भी हुआ तो उसको आप लोग दोबारा रिवाइज कर सकते हैं, और कभी और भी टाइम आते तो आगे हम लोग इसको और भी डिटेलली डिस्कस करेंगे. इसको पढ़ना चाहते तो recently in the recent course actually Madhuri Kadambani in our Iskcon Dwarka, there I did that's 30 hours session actually I did. In that Shraddha, the 3 lectures are there. Shraddha with that in the place. If you hear this Shraddha, that 3 lectures, maybe one and a half hour, so then you will get the complete idea of this diagram. So please, if you take out time and kindly hear that. And there are the notes also are there in the description box. So you can also follow those notes. (7:43). We have another 1 hour 20 minutes. We should finish this chapter and go to the 10 slokas in the next chapter. Then we will be in the safe. The Lord, however, knows how to protect. This protection is offered to a devotee even from very beginning of his devotional service. Every point actually very important in the purport. because Prabhupada is writing. So these from the when we start the full surrender and if you start doing the bhajan, from that day onwards, Lord start protection, gives the protection. Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhaktaha pranashyati. If one simply begins devotional service, he is immediately protected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here simply begins devotional service means what devotional service is? Pure devotional service. But if you are, that means ये यथा माम प्रपद्यन्ते ताम सदैव भजामि हम. आप भगवान से थोड़ा सा सपोर्ट लेना चाहते हैं, बाकी सब सपोर्ट और दूसरे से लेना चाहते हैं. भगवान भी ऐसे ही देखते हैं. ठीक है, मैं भी उतना ही सपोर्ट आपको देता हूँ, जितना लेना चाहते हैं मैं भी उतना ही देता हूँ, बाकी आप अपना देख लो. यही है. लेकिन जब पूरा बोलेंगे नहीं भगवान मैं आप ही का पूरा, मैं आपके ऊपर शरणागत हूं, तब तो ठीक है हम पूरा देख लेंगे. ये है. और किसी को चीटिंग कर सकते हो, लेकिन हम लोग भगवान को कभी चीटिंग नहीं कर सकते. मौखिक रूप से हम बोल सकते हैं मैं आपका हूं, लेकिन बोलने से नहीं, वो करने से होता है. वो एक्चुअली होना चाहिए. हाँ. हाँ. सो ये यथा मां प्रपद्यन्ते, दैट मीन्स ही हैज, जितना आप उनके ऊपर आश्रय होंगे उतना वो प्रोटेक्शन देंगे. हाँ? Which one? हाँ.
The Brahmana are not given protection, they should not to be set.
Draupadi, she is a pure devotee. She is a pure devotee. And all the Pandavas and Draupadi, they are all, from the beginning, they are pure devotees. So, and I don't know, Draupadi is not fully surrendered. It is not there in Acharya's comment. This कहानी कहाँ से निकल के ले आया तो नहीं पता.
बात करने को कि हेल्प के लिए आए.
हाँ?
बात कृष्ण ने पहले क्यों किया, तो उन्होंने सरेंडर किया तभी.
So they are all fully dependent on Krishna from the beginning. They are all. That means if you say like that, that means Draupadi is not a pure devotee. That's a big. That means our explanation on the any lila should not go against the in offensive way to them. So then, why he is waiting? Because so you can say you can. There Vishnu Chakravarti he is saying Anya Vilashita. That means he was asking for the protection for his body. So this kind of Abhilasha is not going to break her. That means the rules given in the Suddha Bhakti. That means Anya Abhilasha is not broken. Because now Draupadi is asking for the cloth. So this is also material desire. Or material thing she is asking. Some protection is asking. Being a devotee, you are fully surrendered. If there is a large rahe na rahe, kya lena dena? ऐसा होता है ना शुद्ध भक्ति के प्लेटफॉर्म में, तो आप कुछ का किसी का शरीर का तो परवाह रखना ही नहीं है, और रहे ना रहे ऐसा बोल सकते हैं या नहीं. लेकिन अभी वो अपना मैं शरीर हूं, मेरा शरीर को रक्षा करना है, छिपाना है, ये सब उनके हृदय में आया. ये सब तो ये क्या है, ये तो भौतिक स्तर पर आ गई. ये तो उनको हो तो शुद्ध भक्त तो नहीं होगी. हाँ, ये तो शुद्ध भक्त हो नहीं सकते हैं. ऐसे शरीर पर स्तर पर है, शरीर को रक्षा करना चाहते हैं, भौतिक चीजों मांग रहे हैं, साड़ी चाहिए करके. ये क्या है, ऐसा कोई आक्षेप कर सकते हैं. इसको समाधान दिए हैं विश्वनाथ जी अपना कमेंट्री में अन्याभिलाषा शून्य में. इसमें बोल रहे हैं वो लोग वो तो शुद्ध भक्ति नहीं है, लेकिन अभी ये जो मांगी इससे उनमें अन्याभिलाषा शून्यम हानि नहीं पहुंचता है, क्योंकि ऐसा जनरली उनको कोई अभिलाषा नहीं है. लेकिन यदा कदा डिवोटीज की मन में कुछ रक्षा के लिए, कुछ इमरजेंसी के लिए ऐसा भौतिक स्तर पर आके कुछ मांगे, तो भी उनको अभी उनमें भौतिक स्तर पर आके कुछ मांगे हैं करके उससे वो अन्याभिलाषा शून्य नहीं है करके, उनमें वो शुद्ध भक्त नहीं है करके बोल नहीं सकते हैं. ये कहा गया हमारा आचार्य. लेकिन हम ये कहीं नहीं सुना है कि वो पहले से सरेंडर नहीं है और बाद में सरेंडर हो गए. समझ में आया?
So, that
it doesn't affect. He's completely dependent on Krishna. But sometimes he has to endeavor also, or he should not endeavor. Should endeavor or should endeavor, and whenever there is for, well, how to do actually.
Yeah.
It's just like Prabhupada, there is so much endeavor to establish Krishna consciousness or any other acharya also. So how this endeavor and dependence goes together?
Whatever Prabhupada did for the society, that's a paradukka dukhi. So Vaishnavas are the most compassionate people and who are seeing the miserable situation of the jivas, and for the protection of for the benefit of those jivas, he did he endeavor, and he didn't do any endeavor for his own, for body and for the own his sake. So in this way, there is no hani for the. So in his case, the principles of pure devotion are not broken, because all those endeavors for the benefit of the people in general. Because Vaishnava's natural quality is paradukka dukhi. Here we should always remember that the condition given for the pure devotion service should be satisfied, and that means whether he is doing for his own personal sake or not, that we have to see actually. Is not the. And also we should see whether he is slipping down himself from leaving the shelter on the Lord and taking the shelter on something else other than the Lord. You have to see. If that is there, then he's not pure. And externally, he might be doing so many things. That doesn't mean that they are working. And like in the case of the Ambarish Maharaj, so on behalf of him, the brahmanas are conducting the aswamedha prosperity. They are bringing all these activities are happening. But what about the consciousness of the Ambarish Maharaj for his own? That means whether he has any kind of the attachment for anything, and either he have any other desire than the satisfying the Lord, and whether he has any dependency on that means other things than the bhakti. So that thing we have to see. And he is doing it for the setting the loka sangrahara artham. That means being a king, he has to do, he is doing.
So taking shelter means just from a personal point of view.
Personal point of view, yes.
From a personal point of view.
That's not.
Honestly, just like go to America, Boston, center of looking at. So how to see all these things?
So, like he went there and he is meeting. So he will see everything as the Lord's arrangement. That means there that Murari is not helping me, but Murari is appointed by the Lord. And he see in every action, in every situation, the mercy of the Lord. Otherwise, why it is happening now? Why that person is thinking to give help to me? That is the thing actually. That is the consciousness of pure devotee. They see always mercy of the Lord. Even the unfavorable situations, they see mercy of the Lord. But yeah. Yes.
So that means external point of view, we can be engaging and trying to get help from. But when help comes, then the pure devotees think that comes just because of who saved them, not because of that person.
Other than Krishna, they never bring into the picture. That's the Krishna consciousness. If one simply begins devotional service, he is immediately protected by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is also contained in the Bhagavad Gita. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami. So Krishna is saying, if you surrender sarva dharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja. If you take full shelter, if you leave everything and full shelter, if you take in me, then I will protect you from all the kinds of the sins. I will clean everything. So like this, so we'll go to the next sloka. तदभिद्रवदुद्वीक्षा स्वप्रयासं च निष्फलं दुर्वासा दुद्रुवे भीतो दिक्षु प्राणपरीप्सया. Upon seeing that his own attempt had failed and that the Sudarshan Chakra was moving toward him, Durvasa Muni became very frightened and began to run in all directions to save his life. You see, How that is a brahmana, such a great brahmana. For life he is running. To save his body is running. But Vaishnava, see how he's just standing. He's a fearless. Next. तमन्वदाव भगवद्रथा दावाग्निरुद्धोतसिको यथा तथानुशक्तं निरीक्षमाणो गुहां विवक्षु प्रससारमेरो. As the blazing flames of a forest fire pursue a snake, the disk of the Supreme Personality of Godhead began following Durvasa Muni. Durvasa Muni saw that the disk was almost touching his back, and thus he ran very swiftly, desiring to enter a cave of Sumeru mountain. So Sumeru cave he wanted to enter to save his life. Then Disho nabakshmam vivaram samudran lokan sapalam stridivam gatasa yato yato bhavati tatra tatra sudarshanam dushprasaham dadarsha. Just to protect himself, Durvasa Muni fled everywhere in all directions, in the sky, on the surface of the earth, in caves, in the ocean, on different planets of rulers of three worlds, and even on the heavenly planets. But wherever he went, he immediately saw following him the unbearable fire of Sudarshan Chakra. दौड़ रहे नेक्स्ट अलब्धनाथ सदा कुतचित् संत्रस्त चित्तो रणमेषमाणः देवं विरिञ्चं समगाधिधात त्राह्यात्मयोने जित तेजसो माम्. With a fearful heart, Durvasa Muni went here and there seeking shelter, but when he could find no shelter, he finally approached Lord Brahma and said, "Oh my Lord, oh Lord Brahma, kindly protect me from the blazing Sudarshan Chakra sent by the Supreme Personality of Godhead." What is the reply from the Brahma? Then see, Sri Brahmo Vacha Sthanam Sthanam Madiyam Saha Vishwametat क्रीडावसाने विपरार्थ संगे उभामात्रेण संदिधक्षो कालात्मनो यस्य तिरो भविष्यति अहं भवो दक्ष भृगु प्रधाना प्रजेश भूतेश सुरेश मुख्या सर्वे वयं यन्नियमं प्रपन्ना मूर्त्यर्पितं लोकहितं वहामः. Brahmaji is saying now, Lord Brahma said, at the end of the Dviparartha, when the past tense of the Lord come to an end, Lord Vishnu, by a flick of his eyebrows, vanquishes the entire universe, including our places of residence. Such a personalities as me and Lord Shiva, as well as Daksha, Bhrigu, and similar great saints of which they are the head, and also the rulers of the living entities, the rulers of human society, and the rulers of the demigods, all of us surrender to that Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, bowing our heads to carry out His order for the benefit of all living entities. ब्रह्मा जी saying कुल्लम कुल्लम बोल दे रहे हैं एक्चुअली हमसे नहीं हो पाएगा क्योंकि हमारा पास कोई अधिकार नहीं है लॉर्ड की जो भी शस्त्र है उसको तिरस्कार करने के लिए. हम सभी उन्हीं का दास हैं और उनका आदेश को पालन करने वाले हैं. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said, "Mrityuh sarva haras chaham." When the Supreme Personality of Godhead approaches as death or the Supreme Controller of Time, he takes everything away. In other words, all opulence, prestige, and everything we possess is given by Supreme Lord for some purpose. It is the duty of the surrendered soul to execute the orders of Supreme. No one can disregard him. Under the circumstance, the Lord Brahma refused to give shelter to Durvasa Muni from the powerful Sudarshan Chakra sent by the Lord. प्रत्याख्यातो विरिञ्चेन विष्णुचक्रोपतापितः दुर्वासा शरणं यातः सर्वं कैलासवासिनम्. इधर तो काम नहीं हुआ तब तो when Durvasa, who was greatly afflicted by the blazing fire of this Darshan Chakra, was thus refused by the Lord Brahma, he tried to take shelter of Lord Shiva, who always resides on his planet known as Kailash. Then Shankara, what he said, Sri Shankara Uvacha, Vayam na tata prabhavama bhumni, yasmin parenni vyaja jiva kosha, bhavanti kale na bhavanti drusha, sahasrasho yatra vayam prabhama. Lord Shiva said, my dear son, I, Lord Brahma, and the other demigods who rotate within this universe under the misconceptions of misconceptions of our greatness cannot exhibit any power to compete with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For innumerable universes and their inhabitants come into existence and are annihilated by the simple direction of the Lord. Previously also Brahma ji is saying, just उनका एक नजर से क्या होता है, सृष्टि होगा और उनका एक नजर से सब कुछ वाइंड अप हो जाता है. तो और उन्हीं के आदेश में हम सब लोग अपना अपना कुछ कुछ दायित्व लेकर काम कर रहे हैं जीवों की हित के लिए. अभी उनकी व्यतिरिक्त हम लोग कैसा जा सकते हैं, उनकी विरुद्ध में कैसा जा सकते हैं, ये संभव नहीं होगा. ऐसा ब्रह्मा जी बोले हैं, अभी लॉर्ड शिवा भी यही बोल रहे हैं. तो लॉर्ड शिवा इज आल्सो टेलिंग all the living entities are in him only. All the living entities are produced and destroyed in him. And we all think that we are Ishvara Maninaha. That means he's saying, what is that? Saying, Vayam natata prabhavama bhumni yasmin parenye api ajajiva kosha bhavanti kare na bhavanti hidrisha sahasro yatra vayam brahmamaha sahasrasha yatra vayam brahmamaha. Even we are also bewildered by his maya. Even we are also bewildered by the Vishnu's Maya. Vayam Brahmamaha. And he is producing everything. Yasmin pare anye api ajijiva koshaha. All the living entities' bodies are produced by his energy. That means in him. That means everything is in him only. He is all pervasive. And also nothing is in him. And he is also in everything. Everything is possible because he is Achintya. Achintya Ishwari he is having. He is having the extraordinary, inconceivable potencies he is having. So Shiva is saying everything is created in him and everything is destroyed in him, and we are also illusioned by him. And Bhavanti Kali and Vayam Natata Prabhavama Bhumni. We are not having any kind of here, so independent powers. So that's why Lord Shiva is not independent, or Lord Brahma or other devatas, they are not independent from the Lord Vishnu. If we anyone consider like this, then that is also an offense. So there are purport I am reading now. There are innumerable universes in the material world, and there are innumerable Lord Brahmas, Lord Shiva, and other demigods. All of them rotate within this material world under the supreme direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, no one is able to compete with the strength of the Lord. Lord Shiva also refused to protect Durvasa. But Lord Shiva also was under the rays of the Sudarshan Chakra sent by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Actually, Durvasa Muni is whose Amsha? Lord Shiva's Amsha. So, but Lord Shiva also didn't help him. क्या करें? प्रपन्नाः वयं लोकहितं यथा स्यात् तथा यन्नियमं. So अतः Bhakti drohinam tvam rakshaitum na samartha atam iti shesha. So Brahmaji, you see, everything is created by him, and also we are all obeying his order, and we are taking the powers and doing the our duties. And now you did offense towards his devotee, and you committed the offense towards his devotee, and now you are coming and asking us to protect you. How can we do this? Our master's closest person you offended, and you are coming and asking to protect you and to go against my master's devotee. How can I do this? I cannot do. That is the intention of, that is the meaning of Brahmaji saying actually. And Yasmin Parameshware Aja Brahmana Eva Jivaha Tesham Koshaha Upadibhuta Brahmandani Anyepi Vayam Bhavanti Jayante Nashyanti Cha Yatra Yeshu Brahmandeshu Lokabhimanina Vayam Brahmamaha. So Lord Shiva, what he is saying? Everything is in the Lord only, and all the Brahmas is so many. Brahmana means it's a plural of the Brahmajis. Brahma. That means many Brahmas and many Shivas and many. All these are appearing in him only, and also disappearing, appearing and disappearing. And he is in him. Everything is happening. And sometimes we think as a master of this universe, but actually Lokesha Abhimaninaha. Actually, we are out of our Abhimana only. We are thinking we are the controller of this universe, but actually we are not real controllers of this universe. He is only the real controller. Vayam Brahmamaha. We just in the illusion that we are the controllers of the universe, but actually we are not real controllers. Lord Shiva also is touched by the Maya. Ishvara Tattvam is two types. Ishvara Tattvam. One is Tattvam is two types actually. Chaitanyam is two types. Jiva Chaitanyam, Ishvara Chaitanyam. Ishvara Chaitanyam once again is two types. One is Maya Sparsha Rahita Chaitanyam. Another is Maya Sparsha Sahita Chaitanyam. So Vishnu is Vishnu, Krishna, all Maya Sparsha Rahita Chaitanyam. And Shiva is also Ishvara. He is not Jiva Tattva. Also is not like Vishnu Tattva, which is Maya Sparsha Rahita Ishvara Chaitanyam. He is Ishvara Chaitanyam, but it is Maya Sparsha Sahita Ishvara Chaitanyam. So that's why. So Shiva also Ishvara. Also, he is not Jiva, but he is also not independent from Vishnu. So that's why here, that's why Shiva also can be bewildered by Maya, but Vishnu never. He will never be bewildered by Maya. So that's why he's saying, that's why Shiva is saying, Lokesha Abhimaninaha. That means we may, out of his Maya, we are bewildered as the controller of this universe, but actually we are not real controllers. I cannot do anything. So here there are innumerable universes in the material world, and there are innumerable Lord Brahmas, Lord Shivas, and Lord other demigods. All of them rotate within this material world under the supreme direction of the Supreme Personality of God. Therefore, no one is able to compete with the strength of the Lord. Lord Shiva is also refused to protect Durvasa. For Lord Shiva also was under the race of Sudarshan Chakra sent by the Supreme Personality of God. Next, Aham Sanat Kumarascha Narado Bhagavanajah Kapilopantaratamo Devalo Dharma Asuri Marichi Bruvashanye Siddesha Paradarshanaha Vidamana Vayam Sarve Yanmaya Maya Vrata Tasya Vishweshwarasya Shastram Durvishaham Vinaha Tamevam Sharanam Yahi Haristesham Vidhasyati. Past, present, and future are known to me. Sant Kumara, Narada, the most revered Lord Brahma, Kapila, Apantaratma, Devala, Yamaraja, Asuri, Marichi, and many saintly persons headed by him, as well as many other who have achieved perfection. Nonetheless, because we are covered by the illusory energy of the Lord, we can't understand how expansive that illusory energy is. You should simply approach that Supreme Personality of Godhead to get relief. For this Sudarshan Chakra is intolerable even to us. Go to Lord Vishnu. He will certainly be kind enough to bestow all good fortune upon you. जल्दी से निकल जाओ, ये ताप हम लोग भी सहन नहीं कर पाए, निकल जाओ इधर से। भाई इधर से go away from here well quickly. We cannot do anything, and he is giving a list because you don't go to them also. They also cannot do anything.
Don't waste the time.
They can also do anything. Just don't waste your time. Directly go to Vishnu and ask. That's why he gave the list. So like this, finally Lord Shiva also didn't give any help. Tatah nirasho durvasa padam bhagavato yayo vaikunthākyam yadadhyaste srinivasam sriyasaha. Thereafter, being disappointed even in taking shelter of Lord Shiva, Durvasa Muni went to Vaikuntha Dhama, where the Supreme Personality of Godhead Narayana resides with his consort, the goddess of fortune. There is a little commentary there. So here, Nirashaha, that means Durvasa felt hopeless actually, Nirasha, Are Asa Pura Bhang ho gaya. He thought that Shiva, that means he inside feeling Srila Vishwanath Thakur is writing here. Shiva, mad brahma तेजस्वित्वम अभिमान रसातलम गतः अन्येनापि ब्रह्मादिनापि केनापि अहं न त्रातः मद इष्टदेवः शंभुर्मां रक्षयिष्यति इत्याशा आसीत् सापि व्यर्था बभूव संप्रति यस्य भक्तेन एतां दुरवस्थाम् अहं प्रापितः तस्यैव विष्णोः सन्निधिः मम स्वप्राण रक्षार्थं गंतव्यः बभूव दिक् मे लज्जां प्राणांश्च इति निर्वेदो ध्वनितः. The word निराशः is indicating a lot of meaning. So माने दुर्वासा अभी निराश हो गए. वो निराश होने की वो जो अंदर का मीनिंग निराश हो गए माने क्या है, वो क्या द्योतित करते हैं, ये एक्सप्लेन किए विश्वनाथ जी. विश्वनाथ जी बोलते हैं कि हिंदी में बोलने से अच्छा होता है, इंग्लिश में सही ठीक से नहीं हुई. शिव शिवा तो मत ब्रह्म तेज, मेरा ब्रह्म तेज का तिरस्कार हो गया, अभी मेरा अभिमान चूर चूर हो गया. तो मेरा अभिमान तो रसातल चले गया, मेरा ब्रह्म तेज रसातल चले गया, मन नरक चले गया. अब ये कोई ब्रह्मादि लोगों की द्वारा मेरा रक्षा हो नहीं पाया. मेरा इष्ट देवता है शंभु. शंभु माने क्या है, शुभ देने वाले, शुभ करने वाले, और वो रक्षा करेंगे करके उनके पास चले गया. लेकिन अभी वो भी रक्षा नहीं कर पाए हमारा. क्या हो गया मेरा, तो रक्षा जो भी आशा था शंभु रक्षा करेंगे करके, वो भी आशा अभी भग्न हो गया. व्यर्था बभूवा, अभी तो जिनकी भक्त की मैं अपमान किया, ऐसा दुर्वस्था. तो भक्ते मैंने जिसकी भक्त की मैं अपमान करके, जिसकी भक्त के कारण मैं इस दुर्वस्था को प्राप्त किया, और उन्हीं के पास जाना पड़ रहा है अभी, वो विष्णु के पास, और उन्हीं का सन्निधि में जाना पड़ रहा है. तो केवल ये प्राण की रक्षा के लिए, छी ये क्या प्राण, और इसके लिए मैं ये रक्षा के लिए मैं इधर जाना पड़ रहा है, छी छी छी, ये तो मेरे लिए लज्जा विषय है, ऐसा सोच रहे. निराश का अर्थ इतना है. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट. संदैह्यमानोजित शस्त्रवह्निना तत्पादमूले पतितः सवेपतुः आच्युतानंत सदीप्सित प्रभु कृतागसम्मावहि विश्वभावना. तो विष्णु के पास जाके क्या बोलने लगा, देखिए, दूरवासा मुनि, द ग्रेट मिस्टिक, scorched by the heat of the Sudarshan Chakra, fell at the lotus feet of Narayana. His body trembling, he spoke as follows: O infallible, unlimited Lord, protector of the entire universe, you are the only desirable objective for all devotees. I am a great offender. My Lord, please give me protection. Okay. Avapahi is, and also he's saying aparada. Agam means aparadaha, apachitam nishkritam. Here, agam means what we should take. Krita agasam. Agasam means papam. Papam means what? Offense. So that's the thing. So he fell on the lotus feet of the Lord. And ajanata te paramanubhavam krutam mayagam bhavata priyano videhi tasyapachitam vidhat muccheta yannam nidite narakopi. Oh my Lord, oh Supreme Controller, without knowledge of your unlimited prowess, I have offended your most dear devotee. Very kindly save me from the reactions of this offense. You can do everything for, even if a person is fit for going to hell, you can deliver him simply by awakening within his heart the holy name of your Lordship. So he is saying that you are the most merciful, unlimited powers you have, and I offended your devotee, and please forgive me from this offense. So, what is the reaction from the Lord? Lord can forgive the offenses done towards the Vaishnavas. Lord will not. Recently, we are discussing. Yeah, Lord cannot. Then what? That means Durvasa Muni asking, yes, I did mistake towards your devotee, so please forgive me. And please save me from this fire of this blazing fire of this Sudarshan Chakra. Then Lord is saying, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, Aham Bhakta Paradino Yaswatantra Iva Dvija Sadhu Virgrasta Hrudayo Bhaktai Bhakta Janapriya. Durvasa, the Supreme Personality of God had said to the Brahmana, I am completely under the control of my devotees. मैं भी तो कुछ नहीं कर सकता हूं. Indeed, I am not at all independent because my devotee are completely devoid of material desires. I sit only within the course of their hearts. What to speak of my devotee? Even those who are devotees of my devotees are very dear to me. Lord is saying that Aham Bhakta Paradin. So here commentary is given. Let us see here. यथा मद अधीनत्वेन अस्वातंत्र्याद ब्रह्म रुद्रादयः त्वां त्रातुं न शक्नुवन् तथैव अहमपि पराधीनः त्वां त्रातुं न शक्नोमि इत्याह. So Lord is saying that, O Durvasa, like how ब्रह्मा जी शिवा वो सभी मेरा अधीन में थे, इसीलिए वो लोग आपको रक्षा नहीं कर पाए. वैसा ही मैं अपना भक्तों की अधीन में हूं, इसीलिए मैं भी कुछ नहीं कर सकता हूं. ये कह रहे हैं एक्चुअली. I cannot do anything because the way how Brahma, Shiva are all, so they are under my control, and that's why they couldn't do anything to you. Similarly, I am also under the control of my devotees. Then what can I do? I can also do anything. I can also cannot do anything for you. I also cannot save you. Then Durvasa is saying, Nanu tvam swayameva bhakta paradhini bhavasi natu bhaktaihi tvam paradhini kartumishtaha ataha tvam swatantra eva asit. Durvasa is saying that, oh my dear Lord, actually you want to be controlled by your devotees, but your devotees always, that means they don't want to make you to be under their control. Devotees, they don't think that you should be under their control. And actually, you only submitting yourself to your devotees. So that means what? Actually you are independent only. Durvasa is bringing the logic. Getting? True? Durvasa is saying, so here Purva Paksha I am bringing actually. To understand this sloka, we should see it in the argumentation way. So Durvasa is saying in this context, when Lord what he said, so Durvasa went and asked the protection. Then Lord is saying that I cannot protect you because I am also, so like how the Brahma and Shiva they are all dependent on me, so that's why they are not able to protect you. Similarly, I am also dependent. I am also controlled by my devotees, so that's why I can also control you. I can also cannot protect you. I also cannot protect you. So this Lord said. Then for this Durvasa is saying, so in reply to this, actually see, you are Tvam Swayameva Bhakta Paradin. You yourself becoming giving your control to your devotees. Actually, your devotees are not looking for control on you. You yourself are giving your control to them. That means what? Actually, you are independent only. Okay? So then what is the Satyam? Then Lord is saying, Satyam. Okay, that's true, Durvasa. Satantropi aham swechaiva bhakta paratantri bhavami iti swasvabhavasya prayaha dustyajatvad iva shabdaha etadrisham etadrisha mat dukkha darshanepi tava karuna nodayet. So then God is saying, Durvasa, whatever you are observing, that's true. Independently, that means myself only I am giving control to my devotees. That means with my own desire I am giving, with my own sweet will I am giving the control on me to my devotees. There is no doubt in that. I am becoming the Bhakta Paratantri. I am becoming being controlled by my devotees. My own sweet will. That's true. You are saying right. But that is my nature, Baba. That is my nature. And prayaha duschyadatvat, I cannot leave this nature. It's impossible for me leaving this nature. Because see, Vishwanath is saying very clearly. So you should not think that philosophically also you should support this under meaning. Lord is dependent on is controlled by devotees means what? Lord is not independent. Lord is independent, but he is giving his control to his devotees out of his sweet will, and that is his nature, and he cannot leave that nature. Okay. So then Durvasa is saying, Acha, Are, you are etadrisham mad dukkha darshanepi. So see this Sudarshan is about to burn me, kill me. You are seeing so much pain. So which is attacking me. And by seeing this pain, you are not getting any karuna. Durvasa is asking this. Don't you get little mercy on me? Okay, you have your nature, so you cannot live. But now my situation, you see, it's burning. I'll be killed. So by seeing this, can't you get any karuna? There is no karuna in your heart. Then Lord is saying, Satyam, there is no karuna in my heart. Why he saying? So that's why I said, by seeing the living entity's pain, Lord will never get any karuna. Only by the mercy, only the devotion can touch the Lord's heart. Material pain never touch. He's saying, I don't get it. Satyam. So, Satyam means not Udayet. That means Karuna will not. Karuna kalu yasya dharmaha tan mana eva mama nasti. Karuna mera quality nahi hai. वो किसका quality है? Karuna is not my quality. Karuna is the quality of my devotees. Karuna is the quality of my devotees. So it is there in their heart. Karuna is in the heart of the devotees. Try to understand very, very subtle points and also very important. Otherwise, we'll mess up the whole philosophy. While making so many explanations for so many stories, we give the whimsical meanings and which is apparently looks very beautiful, but inside so much breaking of basic foundational philosophy. So that's why you should understand here Karuna, what he is saying, Krishna, Lord is saying, Karuna is not my quality, but it's my devotee's quality. It is there in their heart. So sadhubhir moksha paryanta kamana shunyatvad uttamaihi bhaktaihi krastam atmavashikrutam hridayam yasya saha दित्सं मोक्षादिकं तेषाम् अरोचकत्वात् अयोग्यमालक्ष्य मया स्वहृदयमेव बलात् दत्तं तैरिति तद्गृहीत्वा सहृदयेन एकीकृत्य सादरं स्थापितम् इति ध्वनिः अतः तेषाम् अनुकम्पे एव मम अनुकम्पा. See, very important section now. Now you have to understand very clearly. Sadhubihi moksha paryanta kamana sunyatva. These devotees, even till the moksha, they are rejecting all the kinds of the happiness. And they are always serving me, and they are always thinking to please me, and their consciousness is always to please me. Even they are not accepting the moksha also, which is the highest pleasure, considered as highest pleasure. That is also they are not accepting. And that kind of uttamaihi bhaktai, these are all uttama bhaktas. Those anyabhilasha sunya means he is a uttama bhakti is doing. Uttamaihi bhaktaihi. So that's why krastam vashikrutam hridayam. My heart is also is given to them because they are not accepting even moksha also. Because why I gave my heart? You know, Durvasa, you know why I gave my heart? Discitam mokshadikam tesham arochakatvat. Because my devotees are not liking even the moksha also. Then I thought that what should I give? What should I give? Then I thought that to give my heart itself. I give my heart to them. So because they are always serving me, then I should also do something. I thought that to give the moksha, but they are not liking that. Then what should I do? I give my heart. So arochakatvad ayogyamalaksha. That means if I don't give, then I am not fit actually. If someone is loving also, you also should give or not. That's why. So this moksha and these are all not fit for them because they are not accepting. Then what should I do the best thing? So I'll give my heart. So that's why maya swahridayameva balat tattam. Forcefully I give. मजबूरी से हमको देना ही पड़े क्योंकि उनको कुछ नहीं चाहिए क्या करेंगे तो दुर्वासा बोलो अभी तो आप बोलो तो क्या मैं क्या कर सकता हूं मैं तो अपना दिल को दे दिया क्योंकि उनको और कुछ नहीं चाहिए बलात् तत्तम अंतैर इति तद्गृहीत्वा सकृद and what they did when I gave my heart they also took my heart and they made their heart and my heart as one एक बना दिया दिल से दिल मिला दिया दिल एक हो गया दोनों का एक हो गया अभी क्या करें अभी दैट्स व्हाई आत्मा सहृदयेन एकीकृत्य सादरम very carefully with very respectfully they took my heart and they made my heart as their heart दोनों का एक हो गया अभी ऐसा होता है भक्त और भगवान की रेसिप्रोकेशन तब अतएव इसीलिए दुर्वासा ओ दुर्वासा अतएव तेषाम अनुकंपे एव मम अनुकंपा जब उन लोगों का दया हो गया तो मेरा दया होता है जब उनका mercy हो जाए if they get mercy then my mercy will be coming out and it will be following their mercy. So that's why karuna is not my independent quality. My karuna always follows the karuna of my devotees. That's why Shuddha Bhakti, if you want to get, one should get the karuna of as that kind of Uttama Bhakti. Then only that Bhakti will come to our heart. This we'll see in the Madhuri Kadambini in the beginning explanations. Bhakti comes from the Bhakti, there is being explained. Yeah. So that's why he's saying, Tesham anukampi eva mam anukampa. That's why Bhakta Krupa Anugamini Bhagavat Krupa. Bhakta Krupa Anugamini Bhagavat Krupa. Bhagavan, Lord's Krupa always follows devotees' Krupa. तो इसीलिए आपको क्या करना चाहिए? कृपा चाहिए तो जाओ, जाके मेरे भक्त से माफी मांगो। यदि उनका कृपा हो गया तब मेरा कृपा हो जाए, नहीं तो हम क्या करें? भक्ता नाम जन अपि प्रिया सर्वलोक प्रसिद्धि त्वया ज्ञायते। So Durvasa, don't you know this? My kripa always follows my devotees kripa. So this is very known to everyone, and you are asking me, so you don't have any karuna. Bhakta nam janah api priyaha yasya kimutate iti he द्विजाः विप्रवटो idamapi na kimapi परामर्श। अरे इतना भी नहीं पता है क्या आपको? ऐसा करके तो भगवान बोल रहे हैं उनसे। So next we'll come to the purport. Half an hour. But with 5 slokas are very crucial actually here. Very crucial slokas. Purport: all the great stalwart personalities in the universe, including Lord Brahman, Shiva, and are full under the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but the Supreme Personality of Godhead is fully under the control of his devotee. Fully. Why is this? Because the devotee is Anyabhilashita Sunyam. Anyabhilashita Sunyam. See, Prabhupada in one word is saying, Moksha Paryantam. So Lord is saying, they are not accepting any pleasure. Anyabhilasha Sunyam means in the nectar of devotion also we see Bhukti Mukti Pisachi. That means in nectar of devotion, Srila Rupa Goswami Pad is saying, so one should be free from, that means desires for the liberation and also material pleasure. In other words, he has no material desire in his heart. His only desire is to think always of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and how to serve him best. This is the quality of the devotee. अपने लिए कुछ भी नहीं, ये स्थिति है हमारा पास, तभी जाकर हम लोग मान सकते हैं शुद्ध भक्ति की स्तर पर हैं। तो नेक्स्ट, how to serve him best? Because of this transcendental qualification, the Supreme Lord is extremely favorable to the devotees. Indeed, not only the devotees, but also the devotees of the devotees. Prabhupada is adding this point. This is commentary actually. अरे मैं अपना भक्तों के लिए नहीं, मैं भक्तों का भक्त और भी मैं दास, मैं तो और भी इनसे बहुत ज्यादा प्रेमी हूं। So similarly, Narottam Das Thakur says, Chadiya Vaishnava Seva Nistara Paiche Keba. Without being a devotee of a devotee, one cannot be released from material entanglement. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu identified himself as Gopi Bhatrupada Kamalayor Dasa Dasa Dasa. Thus, he instructed us to become not directly servant of Krishna, but servants of the Krishna. So that's why we are want to serve the Rupa Manjari. That is our goal. So that is, we don't want to become servants of Radharani and the Krishna directly, competing with the Radharani. That is not our philosophy. Many people, they are thinking that I want to be Gopi bro. Gopi. Gopi nahi. Already when you reach the higher stages of bhajan, then directions are there. So very clear instructions are there from our acharyas. Thus he instructed us to become not directly servants of Krishna, but servants of Krishna. Be devotees like Brahma, Narada, Vyasdeva, and Sukadeva Goswami are directly servants of Krishna. And one who become a servant of Narada, Vyasdeva, and Sukha, like the 6 Goswamis, is still more devoted. Srila Vishwanath Thakur therefore says, Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasada. If one very sincerely serves a spiritual master, Krishna certainly becomes favorable to such a devotees. Means Bhakta Anukampa Gamini Bhagavat Anukampa. Bhakta Krupanugamini Bhagavat Krupa. This is a statement. So all Yasya Prasadat, if Vaishnava is pleased, then Lord will be giving the mercy. If one very sincerely serves a spiritual master, Krishna certainly becomes favorable to such a devotee. Following the instructions of a devotee is more valuable than following the instructions of Supreme Personality of Godhead directly. Next, Nahamatmanamashase Madbhaktai Sadhu Birvina Sriyam Chatyanti Kim Brahman Yesham Gatiraham Para. O best of brahmanas, without saintly persons for whom I am the only destination, I don't desire to enjoy my transcendental bliss and my supreme opulence. How do we make important discussion? भक्ताः ते कियत् प्रीति विषयाः इति चेत्, अच्छा आपको भक्तों पर कितना प्रेम है? तो आप तो दिल दे दिए, बोल दिया अच्छा है, ऐसे आज से कितना प्रेम है बोलिए थोड़ा, तो कोई पूछ सकते हैं ना? तो तब तो भगवान, हाँ तो सुनो, तब तो सुनो, अभी मैं बोलता हूँ करके ये श्लोक बोल दी, ठीक है? तो यत्र आत्मनि रमणात् अहम आत्माराम इति प्रसिद्धः तम आत्मानमपि भक्तैः विना नाशसे न कांक्षे. We all know Lord is Atmaram. That means he is always enjoying with himself. Atmaram means so enjoying himself. But here he is saying, Dekho Durvasa, I am actually Atmaram, that's true. But without my devotees, even I don't like to enjoy myself also. I want to enjoy with devotees only. With devotees only. That means Lord's Swarupa is full of bliss or not? Yes. I have to make a little diagram. So Lord's Swarupa. This Swarupa is out of which energy? Swarupa Shakti, yes? This Swarupa Shakti is full of bliss, full of chit, that means Sat Chit Anandamaya. This Shakti is also full of bliss, full of the bliss, na? So then full of bliss. So in that case, so Lord, can he enjoy himself with this energy? Yes. And that's known as what? Atmaram. So now Lord is saying that, hey Durvas, even without my devotees, I don't like to enjoy my own Swarupa Shakti also. Achha? So what it means, I will explain even further here. So what he wants to say, Bhaktaihi vina nashase na kangshe. Without my devotees, I don't like that pleasure also. Iti mad swarupa anandadapi mad bhakta swarupa anandah ati spruhaniyah iti mad bhakta swarupa anandah ati spruhaniyah iti dvayorapi chitrupatvepi bhakta vartinyam bhaktehe अनुग्रहाख्या चिदवृत्ति विपाक रूपायाः सर्वचित्सारभूतत्वात् मदानंद स्वरूपस्यापि आनंदकत्वात् आकर्षकत्वाच्च श्रियं षडैश्वर्य संपत्तिम् आत्यन्तिकीं नित्यामपि वैहि विना वन्द्यामिव वेद्मि इति भावः. What he saying here, in this devotee's Swarupa is also Lord's energy only. That's Lord's Swarupa Shakti only. In this Swarupa, there is a heart. In this heart, there is what? There is Bhakti. In the heart of the devotees, what is there? Bhakti is there. And this Bhakti is what, This Bhakti is also out of the Lord's Swarupa Shakti only. But it is what kind of thing this is? This Bhakti is Chitrupa. That means this Bhakti is also Chit. And Lord's Swarupa Shakti is also Chit. This is also bliss, full of bliss. Bhakti is also full of bliss. Yes? But what is the priority for the Lord? Lord is saying, this Bhakti, whatever is there in the hearts of my devotees, it is the condensed form of Bhakti भक्ते अनुग्रहाख्य चित्वृत्ति विपाक रूपायाः. This bhakti is condensed form of anugraha shakti. Anugraha. 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 Anugrahakya chitvritti. That means it is a condensed form of the anugraha shakti. Anugraha means what? Mercy. Bhakti is the condensed form of mercy. Is also chit. And this is superior than the Swarupa Shakti which is there in the Lord. That is also Chit Shakti, that is also bliss. But this is very condensed. And Sarva Chitsara Bhutatvat. That means Lord is having the Swarupa Shakti. In that Swarupa Shakti, how many potencies are there? Millions of potencies are there. In these Swarupa Shakti's potencies, the most condensed form of the condensed form of that Swarupa Shakti is what? Is Bhakti. You're understanding my point? Yes. Any question? So that means you're understanding. Bhakti is also out of Swarupa Shakti only. And Swarupa Shakti only is making the Lord Swarupa. And that Swarupa Shakti is one vritti only Bhakti. But what this is the highest condensed form of this Swarupa Shakti, which is there always in the hearts of the devotees. That's why it is always attracting Lord. And it gives the highest pleasure. जैसा अभी आम में भी जो भी एकदम पका हुआ आम जैसा बहुत टेस्टी रहता है ना, ये बहुत पका हुआ है. ये जो भक्ति माने स्वरूप शक्ति, पका हुआ स्वरूप शक्ति को ही भक्ति बोलते हैं. माने मिर्सी, ये भक्ति का दूसरा, ये भक्ति कहां से शुरू होता है? मिर्सी से शुरू होता है. माने मिर्सी माने वो भी भक्ति के, भक्ति का स्टार्टिंग फॉर्म. तो वो क्या होते हैं? वो मिर्सी ही तो क्या होते हैं? वो पक्व होकर क्या होती? भक्ति होती. जैसे जीवात्मा, कोई भी जीवात्मा जब शुद्ध भक्तों के संग में आते तो इन्होंने कृपा उनको देते हैं. उस कृपा ही भक्ति, बिगिनिंग भक्ति है. और वही क्या होती है? एकदम उस भक्त के हृदय में एकदम भक्ति बढ़ बढ़ के पक जाती है. और वो क्या है? वो भगवान की स्वरूप शक्ति का कंडेंस्ड फॉर्म है. आ रहा है या नहीं? Is it clear? So that's why Lord is saying, without my devotees I cannot be happy. क्या करूं मैं? अपना स्वरूप शक्ति से आनंद ले ले? नहीं. So even I have so much Aishwaryam, but if I don't have devotees, like a woman without children, Vandya, उनका स्त्रीत्व का कोई मतलब है क्या? जिसका बच्चा नहीं, समाज में कोई वैल्यू, स्त्रीत्व माना ही नहीं गया. तो वंध्यामिवा वेत्मि, मैं अपने आप को मानता हूं कि मैं एक पुत्रहीन स्त्री की जैसा. इतना ऐश्वर्य होने के बावजूद भी यदि मेरा भक्तों की संगति, मेरे भक्तों नहीं रहेगा और उनकी हृदय में भक्ति नहीं रहेगा, तो तब मुझे लगता है कि मैं पुत्रहीन स्त्री की जैसा. सो दैट्स व्हाई येषां भक्तानाम अहमेव गतिरेकः उपाय. ये है भगवान का फीलिंग. देखिए आप लोग, एक शुद्ध भक्त श्रील विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर तो एकदम विस्तार रूप से हम लोग एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हैं. और वही श्रील प्रभुपाद जी भी अपना पर्पस में हम लोग आचार्यों को एकदम स्ट्रिक्टली फॉलो करते हैं. हमारा आचार्य, the supreme personality of Godhead is self-sufficient, but to enjoy his transcendental bliss he requires the cooperation of his devotees. In Vrindavan, for example, although Lord Krishna is full in himself, he wants the cooperation of his devotees like the cowherd boys and gopis to increase his transcendental bliss. अरे उनको तो अपना भक्तों की तो बिना रह ही नहीं सकते, एक्चुअली बात के चले जाते. Such a pure devotee who can increase the pleasure potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that's why devotees' only intention is what? How to increase pleasure to my Lord. And this is the condensed form of the devotion. And by seeing this, he will become mad actually. and he will always run behind his devotees. And who is the best among these devotees? Gopis. Who is the topmost? And Srimati Radha. We can see in the Rasa Panchayat the extremeness of the exchanging of the love of each other by their discussions. Pakna. Condensed. पक गए जैसे आम पकना है मैंने पहले कृपा दिया जाता है वही पक के भक्ति हो जाती तो कृपा से शुरू होता है ना भक्ति माने कृपा not only does the supreme personality of Godhead enjoy the company of his devotees, but because he is unlimited, he wants to increase his devotees unlimitedly. Thus, he descends to the material world to induce. Actually, when these devotees are loving and Lord is also enjoying, whose pleasure is more, you know? Devotee's pleasure is more, actually. And that's why he wants to become devotee and taste it. Let me see that. Yeah. He requests them to surrender unto him because unlimited as he is, he wants to increase his devotees unlimitedly. The Krishna conscious movement is an attempt to increase the number of pure devotees of the Supreme Lord more and more. We want to make such a devotees so that Lord can be happy. That is the purpose. Srila Prabhupada started this movement. Srila Prabhupada says so many things, so many things. This Krishna conscious movement is started to creating brahmanas and creating the head for the society. Everything is true. Yeah, this is the highest purpose. This Krishna conscious movement is an attempt to increase the number of pure devotees of the Supreme Lord more and more, so that Lord can get more and more happiness, variety of the happiness in the hearts. There are varieties of the bhakti, you'll be giving the variety of happiness. That means that bhakti is in the Sakya, Dasya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, and also in that also in the varieties, so many, with the mixing of the Aishwarya, without mixing purely Madhurya Maya. So varieties. And he always enjoys this dense pleasure, this ripened and this full of juicy this bliss. It is certain that a devotee who helps in this endeavor to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead becomes indirectly a controller of the Supreme Lord. Although the Supreme Lord is full in six opulences, he doesn't feel transcendental bliss without his devotees. An example that may be cited in this regard is that if very rich man doesn't have sons in a family, he doesn't feel happiness. Vandya viva, that is the word. Okay, next. Ye daragar putrapta pranam vittamimam param hitva mam sharanam yata katam tam stektum utsahe. Since pure devotee give up their home, wives, children, relatives, riches, and even they live simply to serve me without any desire for material improvement in this life and or in the next. How can I give up such devotees at any time? Pure devotees means we should leave attachment for home, wives, children, relatives, money, all. कहाँ भी थोड़ा सा गंदगी दिखते तो भगवान को आ जाता है ये थोड़ा सा अभी प्योर नहीं है ऐसा मैंने कहीं भी कुछ भी अटैचमेंट है इन चीजों के प्रति तो भगवान को तो वो पता चल जाता है अभी भी ये फूल पूरा खिला नहीं है सुगंध पूरा नहीं आ रहा है ठीक से इसीलिए सर्वोपाधि विनिर्मुक्तम to come to the pure devotional service one should leave the attachment it externally there is no need to leave externally you should definitely follow your dharma your that is family wives children that is only for the sake of setting an example as a duty but your attachment should not be there your attachment purely for the Krishna So we will be seeing the commentary on this. O Brahmana Deva, Brahmanam, O Brahmanya Deva. Hey, Durvasa is saying, आप तो ब्राह्मण्य देव है, नमो ब्राह्मण्य देवाय, गो ब्राह्मण्य हिताय. Durvasa तो अभी argument तो चला ही रहे. Durvasa is saying that you are brahmanya deva. That means you are always protector of brahmanas. I am brahmana. He is putting all his arguments. The Lord said that my devotees are like this and I like them so much, and without him, without them I cannot exist, and so on. So my heart and their heart is one, and I have given my heart and I am fully controlled by them. There's so many things he said. Na? So now Durvasa is saying that, hey, you are Brahmanya Deva, you know. He is reminding Lord, actually, you are Brahmanya Deva. You are the protector of the Brahmanas. I am Brahmana. ब्राह्मणं मां न उपेक्षस्व उचित न नोपेक्षस्व इति चेत सत्यं तर्हि किं भक्तानुपेक्षे. So the Lord is Durvasa is saying, see, I am Brahmana, you are the protector of the Brahmanas. How can you neglect me? Then what Lord is saying? Okay, satyam. Okay, tarhi kim bhakta anupekshe. So what? Shall I neglect my devotees? Lord is saying. That means if we take care of him now, that means you are saying to neglect my devotee. Bhakta apakarasya tava rakshanena. You know, I protect brahmanas. But what you did offense towards my bhakta actually. Otherwise, in generally, I protect brahmanas. That's true. But what you did, भक्त अपकारस्य तव रक्षणेन स्वतः एव भक्ताः त्यक्ताः भवेयुः. Lord is saying, even after offending my devotee, if I protect you, then it resembles that. So I am neglecting my devotees. So that's why, in your case, I cannot. So Bhaktaha tyaktaha bhaveyuhu tattu. So it will automatically will lead that if I protect you, that will automatically will lead that neglecting of my devotees, and that cannot be possible. I cannot do this. It's impossible. And Lord is saying, hey, Bhaktaha kalu, mera bhakt dekhi kaisa hai. Bhaktaha kalu te madarte parama premaspada dustyaja dharadhyasaktim atyajat. मेरा भक्त. अरे एक व्यक्ति को त्यागना बहुत मुश्किल है. इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू लीव द अटैचमेंट फॉर द फैमिली, वाइफ, चिल्ड्रन, मनी एंड प्रॉपर्टीज, ऑल. इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट. बट माय डिवोटीज, बिकॉज फॉर मी दे लीव एवरीथिंग, ऑल अटैचमेंट, एवरीथिंग दे लीव. ब्राह्मणः त्वं मदर्थे किम अत्यजत. अरे ब्राह्मण दुर्वासा, फॉर माय सेक व्हाट डिड यू लीव, टेल मी. So then Durvasa is saying that Ambarishena kimapi tyaktam. But Ambarish, what he left, you tell me. Durvasa is asking. He is also in the kingdom with the queen, house, everything is there. Durvasa is putting his argument towards the Lord. Then Lord is saying, Acha, wo kya choda? So I will make you understand. Okay. Kim vakta yada tvaya. So see, when you send a demon, यदा त्वया अम्बरीश वदार्थं कृत्या विनियुक्ता तदा तेन स्वदेह रक्षणार्थं जगदेव परिकाम्यता ब्रह्मरुद्रादयोरपि प्रार्थिता. So see, when you release that demon to kill him, did you see? Is he tried for protecting his for saying of protecting his body? Did he move for even an inch? He didn't move for an inch also. So that is, you should understand how he is detached from his body. That is my duty. अरे आपका क्या स्थिति है? अभी तो दौड़ रहे हैं आप हमारे. What is your situation? You are just running. स्वदेह रक्षणार्थम जगदेवा परिक्राम्य तदा तेन स्वदेह रक्षणार्थम जगदेव परिक्राम्यता ब्रह्मरुद्रादयोपि प्रार्थिता एतैनेव स्वस्य तस्य च मूल्यं जानीहि किमधिकं त्वम् अबोधः बोधितव्यः. See, you are running and you are asking the help from Brahma, Rudra, and so many endeavor you did. That is the difference. My devotees are always detached from everything, and for my sake, they left everything. So that's why they are very dear to me. So without the material attachment, even if a tinge we have, there is no pure devotion. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is worshipped by the words of Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hidaya Cha Jagatita. He is well-wisher of the Brahmanas. Durvasa Muni was certainly a very great Brahmana, but because he was a non-devotee, he couldn't sacrifice everything in devotional service. And also, we should note one point, he offended his devotees. Because of that, so great mystic yogis are actually self-interested. The proof is that when Durvasa Muni created a demon to kill Maharaj, Ambarisa, the king, stayed fixed in his place, praying to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and depending solely and wholly on him. Whereas, when Durvasa Muni was chased by the Sudarshan Chakra, by the supreme will of the Lord, he was so perturbated that he fled all over the world and tried to take the shelter in the every nook and corner of the universe. Last actually. Another point in this verse is that attachment to Dara, Graha, Putra, the home, wife, children, friendship, society, and love is not the way to achieve the favor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One who is attached to the hearth and home for material pleasure cannot become a, not disappoint your honor. One who is attached to hearth and home for material pleasure cannot become a pure devotee. Anyabhilasha sunyam cannot be achieved. Sometimes a pure devotee may have a habit of attraction for home, children, and so that means he is fully convinced that Lord is protector and Lord only is the take care and Bhakti is the highest end. But because of Purvakrita Anarthas and Purvakrita are there, so in the diagram you should see. This diagram is very important. So only he surrendered, but still Anarthas are possible. That anarthas are possible, but also he is not having any desire to have sense gratification. But because of the anartha, sometimes even he is forced. So what Lord is going to do? Prabhupada is writing there in the purpose. Sometimes a pure devotee may have a habit of attraction of wife, children at home, but at the same time want to serve the Supreme Lord to the best of his ability. For such a devotee, Lord makes a special arrangement. That means you sincerely endeavor to come out from this. So from the entanglement from the family, wife, and children. So Lord makes a special arrangement to take away the objects of his false attachment and thus free him from attachment to wife, home, children, friends, and so on. Okay, so that's why you should have very strong faith on the Lord. So this is a special mercy bestowed upon the devotee to bring him back home, back to next. Mai nirbuddha hridaya sadava samadarshana vashe kurvanti mam bhaktya sastriyaha satpatim yatha. A chaste woman bring their gentle husband under control by service. A pure devotee who are equal to everyone and completely attached to me in the core of the heart bring me under their full control. A chaste woman can bring that means a gentle husband under her control. A very important dharma in the platform of dharma, if you see, is also chastity is very important. If one leave the chastity and try to look for the some kind of relief from the some kind of the miseries, if woman started looking other than her husband, if try to take the some kind of support from the other man by discussing the intimate family issues, then she will lose the chastity. And definitely that kind of behavior in her will never attract her husband. And he cannot become that means controlled by her, then family will be having the problems. So that's why chastity is very important. She should be having the respect for other men, but her intimate, that means the issues, her problems has to share to husband, and she should be dependent on him and maintain the chastity. So that is very, very important. That will attract, that chastity will attract even if he is any kind of man. And that kind of full surrenderness and submissiveness and purity of her will attract that man, and it will make him to be controlled by her. This is a secret of the Vedic culture. But people are just taking the very lightly this and not becoming, the girls are not patient enough. And they are not understanding the real issue and real science. And Kim simply impatient, and they start fighting with their husbands, and they are making their life hell. And that's why so many divorces and society is leading towards the Varna Sankara. So now here we have to see who are equal to everyone and completely attached to me. So that's why even if some man is hearing some woman is coming and started saying her husband faults and this and that, you should encourage her to go and discuss with him only and be submissive to him. And she can discuss maximum with her, so mother-in-law and father-in-law, not with the other men. And she should not become close to the other men. And you should, men also should not allow, because man is more intelligent than the woman, and man has to take the responsibility of this responsibility to not to get attached other women to with you. Otherwise, the fault of the men only. So here, Ishmabhi Brahmadevir apam Durvasa eva taistu vashikuta eva. So that's why Durvasa, you didn't surrender and you didn't do anything, and you are like this. And that's why by you people I cannot be controlled. It's impossible to be controlled by all of you, by people like you, by the Brahmavadis. I am always controlled by my devotees. Mayyo Hrudayasya Nirbattatva Sadava Nishkama. Because their heart is completely fixed in me, that's why they are all always desireless, and always they are having the Samadarshinaha. They see everyone equally. In this verse, the word Samadarshana is significant. The pure devotee is actually equal toward everyone. As confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma Nasochati Nakamputi. Just one purport. Okay, a pure devotee is actually learned because he knows his constitutional position, he knows the position of the Supreme Personality of God, he knows the relationship between the living entity and the Supreme Lord. Thus, he has full spiritual knowledge and is automatically liberated. He can therefore see everyone on the spiritual platform, he can comprehend the happiness. That's why Prabhupada is mentioning here, they are pure devotees, they are very much so equipoise to everyone, and they are very sympathetic. Therefore, he is sympathetic to everyone because he cannot see, because he wants to see everyone to be happy. So by seeing the miseries of the living entity, the distress of the living entity, therefore he is sympathetic to everyone. He understands that what is happiness to him is also happiness to others. Prabhupada is bringing excellent point. Now this pure devotee is in the full of bliss, and now he is seeing the living entities and they are in the distress, and now he is having the equipoisedness. That means he wants to see the same happiness in them also. That's why he is going and preaching. So therefore he is sympathetic to everyone, as Prahlad Maharaj said. Soche tato vimukha chetasa. So this we all know. So here now 9.3. Only one day is left. This chapter almost all is over. So tomorrow only I can do 1.5 chapter. So I request all of you on Sunday after exam, 1.5 hour can all give 6 to 7:30? Is it possible? After 6 to 7:30. Okay. So that I can peacefully tomorrow and on Sunday 1.5 hour. Because next chapter is very small chapter and it's not having much discussion. And after that chapter also is not big and so much discussion is not there. This is very important. That's why I took more time here. So tomorrow and Sunday 1.5 hour I can finish. So you can leave now, but these 4-5 slokas are there. So tomorrow I will do this. Thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada ki.